Friends, welcome back to the channel. If we haven't met yet, I'm Crystal, and this gal is my amazing business partner and bestie, Kelli Miller. We're glad you're
Hey
here.
guys. So we're two blogging mentors. I hate saying mentors, but that's what we are. We're two blogging mentors with over a decade of experience helping creators grow their platforms and achieve their dreams. And today we're going to dig into something that feels a little bit nostalgic.
That's right. All right, we always do a drum roll. So let's do it. Drum roll, please.
Are Linky parties dead for bloggers? Are Linky parties dead for bloggers?
Are they? Please tell us. Are they? We're dying to know. If you're wondering whether or not Linky parties, those once beloved blogger gatherings are still relevant in 2025, this video is for you. And by the end of this video, you'll know if Linky parties are worth your time for boosting backlinks and traffic, plus how to make them work if you're in the right niche.
And of course, we're going to share our personal takeaways on how Linky parties have evolved and what they could still mean for bloggers today. Sound good?
Okay. Sounds good.
Let's jump in. So before we get into whether Linky parties are dead, let's talk about what they actually are for those new people who don't even have a clue what they are. Crystal, do you want to explain that?
I will. Kelli and I have been around, like she said, for a long time. And so we know all about Linky parties because there was a period of time where they were like the thing everybody talked about. So essentially, Linky parties are events that are hosted on a blog where participants like you and me and Kelli add links to our recent blog posts or projects or even old content, the content that you want to get
relevant content.
Relevant. There you go. It's a way to connect with other bloggers and to share traffic. Okay. Think of it like a virtual potluck where everyone gets to share their dish, except in this case, it's blog content. That's actually a really good way to think of it.
Yeah, that is exactly it. They were incredibly popular back in like the 2010s. Okay. I mean, entire blogging calendars were built around these events. On Mondays, I had to get up at a certain time so that I would be one of the first links on Menu Plan Monday, right? Yeah. Every Thursday, you'd have to link up, visit your blogs, visit other people's blogs, leave comments, right? All the things. Every day it was something. And you didn't just drop your link. You dropped your link, and then you clicked on some others, and you went and left comments on all those people's stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then your traffic would just grow.
So I had a whole spreadsheet. I knew when they went live. So just because it works for me Wednesday, it didn't go live on Wednesday. It went live on Tuesday nights at about 8 p.m. So I would sit there, dinner was done, kids had been bathed, and I was refreshing. Now you don't need to be doing all that, right? Like things have changed, things have evolved. But here is the thing. Social media platforms like Instagram and Pinterest came along and started pulling bloggers in other directions. Plus, Google's strict eye on backlinking practices made Linky parties fall out of favor in some circles, and they kind of really started to get a bad name, but they didn't need to. Okay.
Right. We're going to get into that in a minute, but it does bring us to the question, are they still worth it?
So here's the short answer. They're not for everybody. Okay. But this is a big but. They still can work, especially in certain niches. If you're strategic about them, you can still see some great benefits from them. And in 2025, I still have my content linked up. I don't do it.
Same.
I pay someone to do it, but because there are services that offer it, but we still participate in them. Okay.
Right. So let's break it down. We're going to answer 3 questions today. 1, why did Linky parties decline? 2, how have they evolved? And 3, how can you use them effectively if you decide to give them a shot?
And don't go anywhere, because we're going to share our big aha moment about Linky parties in just a bit. It's something that we've learned firsthand, and we think that you'll be surprised by it. So Kelli, get us started.
Yeah, we might all be a little surprised.
We might.
So why did they decline? So first of all, why aren't Linky parties as popular as they used to be? And one of the biggest reasons is that Google got a lot stricter about backlinks. Crystal, do you remember the fuss about link farms?
Yeah, totally. Actually, Linky parties, they started getting lumped into the same category as those link farms. And I mean, yes, there are services that offer it now, and there were services that offered it then, but I think some of them were using, like, it did
Well, they used to
become,
be do follow. So Linky
right,
parties were do follow links. And now
right,
they're not. That's a huge change. So now you're no longer like asking for links anymore, right? Which is what is happening with a link farm because
right,
it's no longer do follow. So it's a
right,
completely different thing. Now it's more of a curation than it
right.
was or than people thought it was back then.
Well, and what happened is back in the day, some bloggers used them purely for backlink manipulation, which made Google very suspicious. Okay. They
Right.
were sus. So when Google catches on, forget about it. Your rankings can
Forget
tank. And
about it.
once one influential person in this space is like, don't do it, everybody takes it as the gospel, right? It can still
Okay,
be done.
but which is funny that you say that because that influential person isn't always completely honest with what's going on with
Right.
their own business
Sure.
because they're
Sure.
manipulating stuff instead of
Right.
actually being strategic,
Right.
right? Okay, so and on top of that, the rise of social media really changed how bloggers started connecting to each other and how they started promoting their work. Pinterest, Instagram stories, TikTok, all these platforms have started driving more traffic than blog to blog connections do.
Yeah. Plus, our readers, they've really evolved, and that's something that you need to be thinking about. They're more likely to hang out on social media platforms that hop from one blog to another like they used to, right? So you got to
But
take that into consideration.
yeah, but again, it doesn't mean that linky parties have no value, which leads us back to
Which leads us back to how they have evolved, the Linky parties themselves, and why it's something to look into and to look a little bit further into. So let's talk
yeah.
about how they've evolved.
So here's the thing, linky parties again, they have changed. They have changed significant. Why my chair keeps dropping? Anyway, they have changed significantly. These days they're not just about slapping your link on someone's site and hoping for traffic and hopping from person to person to say, "Hey, I visited you from this linky party," right?
Right.
Successful linky parties are more about genuine engagement within niche communities.
Yes, 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 yes. For example, craft and DIY bloggers, recipe creators, homeschool bloggers. These niches actually see decent engagement from link ups, but you have to be thoughtful about where you're linking to and how you're participating.
Right. It's all about authentic connection. So instead of
Mhm.
attending a linky party for a backlink, because they don't count anymore anyway, focus on actually networking with other bloggers. Spend some time looking for people who fit your aesthetic, right? Who you want to share on your own stuff. Comment on their posts, share them on your social media. Show that you're there for the community, not just the clicks.
Yeah. And hosts, they've really stepped up their game too over the years. Many successful Linky parties now include themed prompts or feature contributor highlights or even
Mm,
guest posts to keep the energy fresh. They
yes.
will pin the top posts. They will, in next week's post, link to and give do follow links to the top performers from last week or the top content from last week. So those are things to think about, right? I kind of see a Linky party as like an opportunity to walk into a room where somebody's collected all of their readers that like this topic. And now I get to present my product, or not my product, but my
Yeah.
blog post to them. It's like a Tupperware party. They're all there for a solution, right? And I get to show them all what I have that can fix their problem or bring them a solution to their struggle.
Yes.
Okay.
Now they're less frequent than they used to be. Every blog hosted at least one linky party back in the day, right?
Yep.
But when they're done right, there's still a creative way to collaborate and cross promote.
Yeah. So that brings us to
Our aha moment.
all
What
right,
is
here
it?
it is, friends. Linky parties may not be as trendy as they used to be in the 2010s, but they can absolutely work if they align with your audience and with your goals. So,
Yeah, I want you to think of them like boutique events, right? Not massive
yep.
conferences. You're not looking for everyone to show up. You're
Mhm.
looking for the right people to show up,
Yep.
those in your niche who are excited to engage and share with your content. But I think that is true for everything in this space. Stop trying to get everybody to show up. Try to
Mhm.
get your people to show up because those are the people that are going to buy what you're selling.
Yep. And here's the thing, here's the kicker. When you focus on building relationships within a small, tight-knit community, the traffic and backlinks, they're going to become natural. They're going to be there because you're solving their problem. And now you're in front of the audience that needs the solution, right? You're not playing a numbers game anymore. You're building real value. Blogging has changed. So blogging parties have changed. Audiences have changed, right? Okay.
So if you've been feeling a little nostalgic for Linky parties, or you've heard us say something about Linky parties anytime over the last couple of years, don't write them off.
Yeah.
Just because trends have shifted. With the right approach, they can still be a catalyst for some serious growth. So how do we use them?
All right. So here are our practical tips, and here's how you can make Linky parties work for you if you decide to give them a try. Tip number 1, Kelly.
Numero uno, find niche-specific parties. Look for link ups that cater directly to your content, not just generic ones. If you're a food blogger, don't join a crafting or a homeschooling Linky party.
Right. Number 2, engage authentically. Don't just drop and go. Okay. Visit other posts, leave meaningful comments, share the ones that you love. Go in there and pin some of the things that you think are great. Okay. All right. Yes. Number 3.
Stay consistent. Again, true in this space, no matter what you're doing, stay consistent. The best results happen over time as you show up week after week after week. It really does help you build relationships within this community. It's networking.
It is. Number 4. Yeah, it's like going to the Chamber of Commerce meeting, and now you get to be exposed to all of these people. Number 4. If you love hosting, create your own Linky party, but make sure that it's focused, pick a clear theme, and make it valuable for your audience. And I feel like people still do this today, and this was really popular to do back in the 2010s, and that is find other people to host it with you. Then you get even more exposure. Okay.
Yeah, well said.
Thank you.
Now, over to you guys. We want to know in the comments.
Yes, please tell us, what's your take on Linky parties? Have you joined one recently? Or do you think that they're stuck in the past? Do you think that they're not relevant anymore? Drop your thoughts below. We're curious. We want to hear your perspective, or tell us what triggered you or what made you decide to get back into them. If you are doing them, and you can even share some of your favorite parties if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any tips for growing your blog and your business.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. Remember that blogging tools may change, but the power of connection never does. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. We'll see you in the next video. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.